have you heard the Disney news?
Depends on what Disney news. We've been getting a lot of Disney news lately, so I'd like to hear what you're talking about.
Bob Iger is stepping down as CEO of Disney.
I have heard
Okay.
this.
Okay. So it's not stepping down and retiring or anything. He's stepping down and he's going to just the creative side of the business. So he's not going to be handling like the business stuff anymore. Because he brought on like Pixar and Star Wars and Marvel. Like
Right.
he's done all that this whole time. But he's stepping back and he's just going to do basically 50% of his job. He's going to do the fun part of his job, the
Okay.
50% that has to do with creative.
That sounds like a
And then
perfect job. Yeah.
exactly. Like he put in all the hard work. He was doing 100% of the business and creative side,
hmm
and now he's stepping back and he's going to
Getting the
split his
right
job
people in
into
the right
two.
positions, and now
Yeah,
that
so
he
he's
trusts the
yes.
conductor of the train, he's just gonna be like, "All right, let's go
Yep.
walking through these cabins."
Yeah, so he's gonna go have fun and go play with all the stuff that he's been buying over the
hmm
last decade or
Yeah.
so.
Toys.
And then a different Bob is coming into his place and taking over more of the business side. Now, this Bob was over the theme parks and
Instantly,
everything.
I think of what's the movie with Bob and Bob. And
It's not a movie; it's a TV show,
nope.
Insatiable.
Nope,
No.
it is a movie because it's oh my god, it's the movie where he doesn't give a shit about his job anymore, and oh my god, they scam the fuck Office Space.
Oh, Office Space. Yeah, yeah, I love that movie. That's a good classic.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, another Bob white dude taking over Disney. Now Bob Iger's contract is set through the end of 2021. I want to say, yeah, it's like December 31st, 2021.
Right.
Same thing with Kathleen Kennedy. So he's set up. He has Pixar set up. He has Marvel set up. He
Mm-hmm.
has live action Disney set up. He has everything set up. And the only one that's still kind of afloat right now, that's kind of like, okay, what's going to happen, is the Star Wars vertical, because Kathleen Kennedy, like we've talked about,
Yeah.
is still on contract until 2021.
Yeah.
So the new guy, new Bob, is coming in and has to make that decision. Hopefully, he just makes the obvious choice and puts Jon Favreau in there, unless he wants to do something wild and off the chart and was like, oh no, I want to bring so and so in and have him do it. So it should be an easy call for him to make, and the first thing to kind of get his career as CEO kind of on track, to move in the right direction. So hopefully he makes the good call and he puts Jon Favreau in charge of Star Wars, and we should be all set for the next decades or so. But I'm excited to see what he does, what Bob Iger does for the creative side. Like if he just gets to play now and he doesn't have to worry about business decisions.
Right.
He's made great business decisions with Pixar and Star Wars and Marvel.
So we can trust half of him, but that half is no longer in play. So the other half of him we get
Right.
to see. So he might be complete shit at playing.
He might.
So
He
we don't
might.
know, but at least it's something new. That's kind of it's a new ingredient added to that fucking Disney blender.
Yes. Well, because he said he wanted to get like Disney Plus up and running. That was like his final like straw in there. Be like, okay, like here's the cherry on top of everything I've done
blender.
over the last 2 decades or something. So he's just moving into the fun play side, which after you bought all these things, you just want to go play with all your toys. So now he's just going to go play with them.
Did you see this? You said Star Wars is kind of the only one that's really up in the air kind of deal. Did you see the Star Wars High Republic announcement trailer?
I did not see that announcement trailer.
It's basically them expanding the universe of Star Wars for stories that have not been told, but not stories that have been previously written, new ones, and expanding off of those. I mean, it's a 4-minute trailer kind of explaining it. Would you like
Yeah,
that?
we can pull that up definitely. Is this gonna be on Disney Plus? Is this gonna be movies? Like, what is this?
I think it's going to be Disney Plus, but if something is successful and goes well, it will. I think they can use it as an option for a movie. But I was interested in it. It seems like they brought in basically the fanboyest of fanboys to be able to talk about what stories they love the most and be able to try to build storylines based upon those. And
Okay.
so it's trying to expand the Star Wars. They're like, hey, we don't have much content to build the Star Wars universe. And all the real fans are like, you fucking said none of it's canon. You have all these books to go off of. They're like, no, those don't count. Those don't count. We're creating all this new stuff. So they want Disney-made Star Wars stuff instead of previously made Star Wars stuff. But there is a rumor about bringing George Lucas in and having him helmet.
I've heard that rumor as well, and I mean, it's so interesting that people talk about how much they're like, oh, George Lucas, like Disney's ruining Star Wars. But at the same time, people just saying the exact same thing about George Lucas when the prequels came out. Mm-hmm. They were saying George Lucas is ruining what he created.
And
now
you look at the prequels and like, those better than the sequels.
It's interesting because it's like there's always somebody that they like for such a high.
You can't make everybody happy.
You can't make everybody happy, but like for a Star Wars fandom that's been around for so long, you can't make everybody happy, and there's always going to be somebody to blame. It used to be George Lucas, and now it's Disney.
I prefer the prequels over the sequels. Duel of the Fates came on yesterday on the radio, or not the radio, my Pandora, because I got a weird playlist, and I started quoting all the meme stuff through the entire thing, and my daughter was laughing her ass off. But yeah, you want to check this out?
Yes, I do want to check this out. Hopefully, I don't want it to be too Disney. Like, I want Star Wars to be Star Wars. And I think what the problem was, and why people are hating on it, is Star Wars is becoming Disney Star Wars, which that's what happens when you get acquired. So, all right, let's watch this. 3, 2, 1, play.
It's 200 years before Darth Maul.
Okay.
It's your new empire.
I love it so far.
We're finding ourselves at a very exciting moment with the Skywalker saga coming to an end. We're at a place of what's next for Star Wars.
I was
One
like,
of the things we've always done is be
like
able
a behind
to
the
use our
scene
franchise
thing. I love it.
to explore the creative potential of the Star Wars.
Just
galaxy.
explaining what this is going to be.
So what if publishing is
love
more
it.
of an incubation place and bring in great talent and just let their imaginations run free?
Careful with that.
Yeah, I know.
We put together a really unique writers' room where we had diverse voices with very different opinions about Star Wars.
We all love Star Wars, but we're all coming at from
Good.
very different places.
Don't bring in people that don't like Star Wars.
This has been a very free environment for everybody to just throw things out there.
We've all done lots of storytelling, but this is unique and really special.
The idea that this thing has been simmering for so long.
It's the secret history of the galaxy.
Yep, it goes way back to the beginning of Star Wars.
We gave them essentially a blank slate. What would you like to tell?
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi
That's pretty cool.
were guardians of peace and justice.
Hey fans, what do you want to tell? What do you want to see?
1977, and we thought, what does that look like?
It is a golden age where there's much more peace and calm in the galaxy. So we're calling it the High Republic.
The description that we've used for the Jedi of this era is that they are the Jedi Knights of the Round Table.
But Star Wars isn't just about Jedi, and we will tell stories of
Oh,
new
the
smugglers,
double
new
green.
scoundrels, new bounty hunters.
The threat and the tension really comes from the Republic's borders, because the Republic does not extend from one side of the galaxy to the other.
It's a bit of a Wild West new frontier. We see a different kind of Jedi that patrols the frontiers and is more of a Texas Ranger.
We're now bringing in concept artists, illustrators, and visualists, the same way that you would when you're making a movie.
We even had Ian McKay come down and just do sketch after sketch for us. When you have a guy who designed the look for Darth Maul sketching Jedi for you, it doesn't get any cooler than this.
That's cool.
The scale of this initiative is really new for us. We're going to have stories for adults and teens and kids.
We're building this out simultaneously across multiple publishers. It gives us the ability to tell vast interconnected stories across multiple years. There will be a
I'm
core group
hyped.
of heroes that will expand over time. There'll be villains.
Our main villain are the group called the Nile. We kind of like to refer to them as space Vikings.
Their motto is, you can't take it with you, but we can take it from you. Our story starts with what we're calling the Great Disaster.
It wouldn't be Star Wars without adventure. And there's definitely a series of events that will spin the galaxy into a dangerous new direction, and it'll give the opportunity for heroes to rise up.
You saw the Wookiee with a lightsaber?
The cool thing about this is that there's going to be a story for every Star Wars fan. It's really fun to be able to keep readers on their toes. This era is ripe for storytelling. The eureka moment was the question, what scares the Jedi? And that made us all go, ooh, something wicked this way comes.
That was cool. I like that. I like that the whole concept of them sitting down and talking about what they want to do and getting the fans excited and going in a new direction and not doing the same thing.
It doesn't look like it's Disney Plus. It looks more of a comic series.
It does.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I'd be interested to see it come on Disney Plus. I mean, give me some good Star Wars TV shows and I'll be happy. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.